Hello everyone, welcome back to Daily Wrap. Well, Beth, we're right bang in the heart of Tokyo in the Shimbashi district. As you can see behind us, some great little laneways, the restaurants and bars. The Wallabies have moved back up to Tokyo. They've got a game against Georgia. We haven't seen you since the victory over Uruguay in Oita. Beth, give us a quick wrap up from that. No injuries of note. James O'Connor was rested for that game as a precaution, but he's on track to play against Georgia this week.
Yep, as you said, no injuries. Still the same problems that we've seen from the Wallabies in the first two games, probably a slow start, some ill discipline, talking about high tackles have been such a point of conversation through this World Cup, and Michael Cheika admitted after the game that his team needs to get better at its discipline and make sure that its tackle technique is spot on, because 2 yellow cards in half an hour is not going to, it's going to cost you a game, potentially cost you a shot at the World Cup when you get into quarterfinals.
And the real danger there is you get known as a high tackle team and referees start to get you, so it's a compounding problem potentially. They have to fix that up. One bright point out of the weekend was Jordan Petaia, the teenager making his debut, and he didn't disappoint, did he? He only played a half, but he made a fair impact.
Exactly right, and he didn't even touch the ball until like the 15th or 20th minute, and as soon as he did, he lit it up. And one of the biggest things I think that everyone's been talking about out of that performance is exactly how composed he looks. Every single level he steps up into, Super Rugby, now Test footy, he doesn't look like he's 19. He looks like a 10-year veteran, and that's so exciting for Australian rugby fans to see.
Okay, so the question now is, can he be squeezed into the team to play against Georgia? Because everything we're hearing is that they will play the full-strength team.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, we've still got Wales and Fiji to come this week, and if Fiji can pull off an upset, the Wallabies could take top spot in this pool and avoid England in that quarter-final. If it goes the other way, things could be very different. So there's still plenty to play out for sure.
Yeah, they still need one more win to be sure of a quarter-final berth. Georgia have been impressive, and I guess the rise of the Tier 2s has been a topic of conversation. And David Pocock, who obviously hails from Zimbabwe originally, he had some really interesting comments to say about Tier 2 nations. What were they today, Beth?
Yeah, he was full of praise for the Tier 2 nations and the improvements that they've made. Something that he pointed out specifically about Georgia and Uruguay is how they've been able to learn to adapt between games, and how they learnt from the Wales game and changed the way they played against Fiji and were a lot more successful in a lot of areas of that game. And he made an interesting point. He was asked about whether he thought that maybe rugby should look at rugby league's eligibility rules, where players who maybe aren't going to be picked for a Tier 1 nation but have played for one before can go back to the country that they were born in and play for them in World Cups or internationals. And he said it was something definitely worth discussing. And I mean, it's an interesting point when you see so many guys have 1 or 2 caps for Australia or South Africa or New Zealand or other countries like that, but then they never get to play international rugby again, and these Tier 2 nations lose that player forever. Yeah,
let's have a listen to what Dave Pocock had to say.
In my mind, if you're sort of not playing for a country that you've been capped for a while, and clearly aren't in contention, then potentially. But yeah, I mean, that's a discussion for the players' unions and World Rugby to be having.
Okay, and we should show you another funny moment, Beth, from the press conference. Taniela Tupou was asked by a Kiwi journalist whether he could beat David Pocock in an arm wrestle, and he had no doubts about it.
Welcome to Park. I'm joking.
So whipping around the rest of the World Cup, Thomas Lavanini, who got sent off for that high shot on Owen Farrell the other night, got 4 weeks, but the 2 Italians who were, one was only sent off, both cited for spear tackling one of the big Springbok forwards last weekend. Both of them only got 3 weeks, Beth, which, I mean, holy moly, Reece Hodge got 3 weeks for what was, an unfortunate, instinctive high tackle. It certainly wasn't a spear tackle. So we're starting to see some inconsistencies in the judiciary, really. I would have thought that spear tackles are far more dangerous and should be, I think they can count their lucky stars having 3 weeks each, those guys. Back home, Andrew Hoare, as we flagged last week, Andrew Hoare has gone to the Auckland Blues. Quickly explain that one, Beth.
Yes, I think there's a lot of people asking some questions about this. News came out on Friday that he was set to leave the Waratahs, but it was news not just to the public, but also to the New South Wales Rugby Board, who said they were yet to hear from him. But it's all come to fruition the last couple of days, and they've confirmed his departure today. They didn't confirm the move to Auckland, but it seems it's all but signed, sealed and delivered.
Yep, that'll be happening, and I guess you'll hear about that one soon. They're not happy campers down there at New South Wales, as far as I'm aware. What else are we looking at? There's a typhoon. You can see it's just, Beth, having spoken about how hot and humid it was in Tokyo right out at the start, just started a bit more chill in the air, isn't it? I think it's a bit more comfortable weather for footy at least.
Yeah, hopefully the typhoon doesn't disrupt any of the games this weekend, because it could really affect the quarterfinals as well.
That's right. Listen, we've got more updates tomorrow for you. There's more Wallabies training, and we'll see you then.